Can you imagine the day when we could have a total cashless society? Credit cards, smartphone apps, and the internet have certainly made it a possibility technologically. Around the world, Sweden is leading the way to ban cash. This despite the fact that the number of electronic fraud cases in Sweden has reached 140,000. Even in the U.S., a third of the population are perfectly fine with going cashless in favor of electronic forms of payment. People may like a cashless society where they don't have to tote around dirty and wrinkled bills and small coins. However, privacy-wise, the danger of a cashless society is that every single financial transaction would leave a record and be monitored. Banks would know every purchase you make and where. By checking your spending habits, financial institutions would know how much you're smoking, drinking, gambling, what legal and illegal drugs you're using, any unsavory places you visited, and so on. What if this information would wind up in the hands of insurance companies and the legal system? Suddenly, your whole life could be revealed and spied on. Without cash, the banks would have total control of your electronic funds, as well as be able to charge more fees for managing them. In addition to the privacy concerns of a cashless society, there are some other good reasons it may not be such a great idea. It will marginalize poor people and elderly people who only pay for things in cash. Many of them don't trust financial corporations and electronic payment systems. Electronic payments also alter people's spending habits. For instance, payments become so fast and simple on one smartphone that it encourages all sorts of irresponsible behavior. This may lead to debt problems, gambling excesses, and other binge issues. Digital currency in banks are more easily eroded than physical currency through charges and fees. A high possibility that a cashless digital currency would be prone to terrorist attacks and fraud. Financial institutions and the government would benefit from a cashless society since it would stop all underground transactions. Everything would be taxed and controlled. Because of the internet, smartwatches, smartphone apps, card readers, and so on, people seem to be going more for a cashless society than ever before. While payments will be more convenient, is this really where we want to go? There's one more cashless society consideration. Implanted microchips for humans are now readily available. These very small chips are usually inserted into the hand, allowing products and services to be purchased by waving the hand across a scanner. This would make the need for cash, cards, readers, and smartphone payments and so on not necessary. There are concerns, though, about privacy and whether or not scammers can skim the chip's payment details. Because of the invasive nature of the microchip, replacing a chip easily after the account is stolen becomes very difficult. The initial big market for microchips appears to be businesses where employees can open doors, make cafeteria payments, log into computers, and make copies. However, some advocates for the elderly see the technology as advantageous for seniors and dementia patients. And what if governments begin to bring about forced microchipping of their entire populations? This may be hard to believe, but just think about the control and spying they could achieve. One thing we know is that the Christian Bible talks of a time when some type of marker chip will be required by everyone in order to buy and sell. This appears to be what is described as the mark of the beast. Let's review the scripture in Revelation 13:16 through 17. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or in their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Implanted microchips could indeed be an integral part of the end-time mark of the beast system. To many, a cashless society sounds trendy and convenient. However, we should be vigilant in resisting any government attempts to force it on people by mandate. Until next time, this is H.A. Graves.